The first plane was completed in December 1945 and then was transported to the Muroc Testing Centre for Army evaluation. There, on the 28th of February 1946, the new plane took to the air for the first time, becoming the first post-war American fighter. The design was fairly conventional, with straight wings employing the so-called laminar flow profile. The plane was of all-metal construction, with the wings mounted low on the fuselage. Under the teardrop canopy, the cockpit was pressurized and contained an ejector seat. Though not technologically adventurous, it was an aircraft with classic lines, incorporating most of the proven ideas of the day. Models were rapidly evolved in relatively small numbers until the E model appeared in 1949. While over 840 of the E model were built, design work continued to refine the plane, and many improvements were retrofitted to the early models. For example, this E model has been refinished with many of the improvements developed for later variants. From the start, there were problems with the new plane. In the main, these were the same problems evident in other early jets. They reflected lack of knowledge about the needs and potential of the new power plants. In its later career, the plane evolved gradually until it looked radically different from the trim 1946 prototype. The plane had originally been designed as an interceptor, relying on 6 machine guns, 4 in the nose and 2 in the wings. The Thunderjet had superseded the Lockheed P-80, which was designed 2 years earlier. However, with the speed limitations imposed by its wing and underpowered engine, the F-84 was soon itself supplanted as interceptor by North American's F-86 Sabre. With this rapid succession of models, the Army found itself with a variety of planes to allocate specific tasks. In the carve-up of roles among the three, the Thunderjet evolved as a fighter-bomber, and by the time of the G model had been given the ability to carry out nuclear attacks. Its conventional stores carrying was also developed. It was in tactical support and air-to-ground strike operations the Thunderjet was to gain its fine combat reputation. Its low-mounted wing was an asset in this transformation, allowing easy loading of arms with minimal equipment. With the ability to carry up to 4,000 pounds of bombs, the Thunderjet packed a powerful attack. With the takeoff assistance of rockets, it was able to operate from short frontline strips in fairly rough conditions, and rugged construction gave it the ability to absorb considerable small arms fire and stay in the air. Adding further to its power in ground attack were the 6 machine guns, which carried 300 rounds each. There was provision to sling up to 32 5-inch rockets under its wings and fuselage, reflecting World War experience attacking tanks. As a further variation in strike power, the plane could deliver a deadly load of napalm. The plank wing planes were limited in speed to Mach 0.82. This effectively killed the plane for air-to-air combat. Above that speed, it reacted violently enough to cause structural failure. Another major impediment to use as a fighter was that maneuverability was very limited. However, the lack of turning ability was an asset in ground attack, as the plane tended to fly rock solidly and was a stable platform. And the limitation on speed was no disadvantage in ground attack. Despite their persistently dubious takeoff habits, they were to excel in the tactical role. The original production version, the B, had been a very basic aircraft, little advanced on 1945 piston engine fighters. However, as models and submodels were developed, the plane's sophistication increased. By the G version, the planes had gained radar-assisted sighting, an autopilot, and revised electrical, fuel, and hydraulic systems, along with a host of other improvements.